Sweep today against the San Diego Padres, dominating on Friday night, squeaking one out last night after the lights went out, came back on. One pitch later, Justin Turner ended it. And as the Dodgers within 2.5 games of the Diamondbacks and the Rockies tied atop the division. The Rockies already down 6-1 to St. Louis in the second inning in Denver. Arizona getting started in a moment. Joe Davis and Orel Hershiser, glad you're with us on this Sunday afternoon. And the Dodgers right there. I mean, it was 4.5 to begin this series. They've taken care of business so far and back to within 2.5.
The last two nights couldn't have gone any better. You know, you're gaining ground. This is the most exciting time to be a baseball fan, to be a Dodger fan. Yeah, we're chasing, but we're doggone close.
Justin Turner was the hero in last night's game. Another couple hits. Continuation of a tremendous month of August for him.
He's been absolutely fantastic, right at the core and the heart of the Dodger offense. He's been responsible for 25% of the Dodger runs in August. Number 2 in the NL in average, number 1 in on-base percentage. Sometimes it's a home run, sometimes it's a blooper.
And we look down to the field now with the Dodgers starter today, Hyun-Jin Ryu, brought to you by El Pollo Loco. He was very good in his first start back from the disabled list. Suffered his first losses last time out, but he's always been good against the Padres.
He has been good against the Padres, and the Dodgers looking to have him continue the tradition this season against the Padres. The starters are 9-1 with an ERA just over 2. Ryu should get back on the beam today and been fantastic.
Wearing Monster on his back on this Players Weekend. Korean Monster is his nickname. Final game of the Players Weekend, and the Dodgers try to make it 3-0 in these jerseys. We've got first pitch from Dodger Stadium coming right up. sweep as they keep an eye on the scoreboard. We've got an early update for you from Denver. Rockies getting rolled early by St. Louis. Hottest team in the National League, staying that way. Tyler O'Neill with a first inning home run. St. Louis chased Tyler Anderson from the game in that first inning. Chad Bettis is already on for him. It's 7-1 in the third. Diamondbacks getting ready to go against Seattle, trying to avoid the sweep in Phoenix. As last night's hero, Justin Turner, takes the field and makes her day. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup for the final game of this series with Freddie Galvis to lead things off, and then it's Will Myers. Hunter Renfroe's the three-hitter. Eric Hosmer's at first, batting cleanup with Franmil Reyes having hit that home run against Kershaw last night. He bats fifth and starts in right. Hedges had the big game-tying homer off Jansen. Spangenberg at second and Margot in center. Hyun-Jin Ryu, third start off of the disabled list, and he suffered his first loss against the Cardinals Tuesday. 3 runs over 4 innings. He was very good his first start back with those 6 shutout innings against San Francisco, but not quite as sharp last time.
Well, trying to look like Clayton Kershaw last night and Rich Hill the first day. They've had some nice outings by starters against these Padres. The Padres have only scored 5 runs off them in this series, so it is going to be a beautiful day here at Dodger Stadium. The ball's going to carry a little bit, and with this free swinging Padre team, you just want to try and avoid the big fly.
You feeling the music? We got Korean Monster by Jed. Really gets you excited to watch Mickey Mouse until the beat kicks in.
If they don't start the song early enough, we're not going to get to the part that energizes us.
Here it comes. There it is. Can't start the game until the beat drops. Dodgers looking for their first sweep since early July and trying to send the Padres to a 5th consecutive defeat. San Diego's lost 10 of its last 12. Off we go with a strike from Ryu. On Freddie Galvis, who's hitting close to 350 over a 5-game hitting streak. One of the only players that started every game this season. In fact, one of just 3 in baseball, along with Freddie Freeman and Nick Markakis in Atlanta. Here in his first year with the Padres. Second year in a row, Galvis can say that. Did it in his final year with the Phillies as well. Longest active games played streak in baseball. Ryu sits him down on 3 pitches.
Good start for the monster. Mixed in the curveball, finished him off with the fastball away. Perfect pitch.
Saw these Padres on April 16th, held them to 2 runs over 6 innings in a victory. And like we talked about off of the top, throughout his career, he's given them a hard time. Will Myers smashes a line drive to center field, but Chris Taylor was in line for it. It kept on carrying on him. And Myers has his first extra base hit in the month of August.
We talk about spin rate with pitchers. This ball off the bat has a tremendous spin rate. It stays in the air. Some great backspin right there to have that ball carry. Plus the day game and the heat. Ball is jumping.
So it's over Taylor's head, and the Padres are the man in scoring position for the 3-hitter Hunter Renfroe. He's knocked in 19 runs in 20 games this month. A breaking pitch for strike 1. Quickly 0-2.
As far as exit velocity last night, Renfroe was right there near the top in the whole game, including both teams. He was scorching the ball. Even when he popped it up, it went to the sky.
As it tends to do.
Got the same setup with Will Myers on second as when he hit him with the line drive.
0-2.
But a normal pop-up just kind of goes, it's kind of stadium height.
No,
a
you're
high
right.
pop-up gets to the sky above the lights. That they happened to kind of switch them off and on last night.
I noticed that. Somebody just bumped the switch on their way out of the room accidentally.
Yeah, it was right next to the sign that says, "Don't touch this."
Picture the cartoon, you know, the lever, where you pull it down. Oh, it said, "Don't touch this." Gets him chasing. His second K of this first inning.
Well, an example that he has so many different weapons to shut you down with. The off-speed pitch gets Renfroe. The fastball got Galvis.
And that gets Hosmer up there with 2 gone in the first inning. As part of this very ugly season for the Padres, their big offseason signing in Hosmer has not performed. It's been one of the disappointments within the season of disappointments. Latest slide is an 0 for 18 for Eric. After signing an 8-year contract, largest contract given out by the Padres in their franchise's history. On an 0-1, Hosmer hits it foul, and it's 0-2.
There's a different vibe in being part of a rebuild and you're the veteran guy compared to being part of a winning formula on a daily basis. The focus that it takes, that extra energy level, you almost have to kind of fantasize about how this is an important day. And when you play for the Padres and you're young, you're looking to build a reputation, but you're the veteran that's making the good cash and you're expected to be motivated daily. It is hard. It's different than being around a bunch of teammates that you guys have a great vibe, great relationship, been together for years, and you're headed for a championship that year.
Do you think it helps him, though, that he's been on the other side of it in Kansas City, coming up as one of the young guys in the rebuild?
Exactly, helps him in communicating with these young guys, but how does it help him individually now as a veteran? With Matt Kemp, you saw the inspiration he had in coming to back to a winning organization like the Dodgers. We saw that with Justin Verlander last year, turned his season around with Houston, and now continuing on with Houston at a different level than his last few years as a Tiger.
Reinvigorated.
Yeah, and you can't put a number on it. How is that guy motivated on a daily basis? By great chemistry and the ability to win that game tonight, or just individual effort?
Pinpoint accuracy with a fastball, and Ryu with 3 strikeouts around the 1-out double. To the bottom of the first, the Dodgers against Bob. get it done. Brian Dozier to lead things off, followed by Justin Turner and Manny Machado. Matt Kempbat's cleanup. At first base, Kike Hernandez. Chris Taylor in center. Puig in right. And Barnes does the catching. Against Robbie Erlin, who's had a good season, although it's mostly been as a reliever. This is start number 7, having moved into the rotation in a kind of a full-time role at the beginning of this month.
The last 4 starts have been better, though, at 2.43 in the last 4 starts. But you're right, he has struggled most of the time as a starter. Maybe he's turning around now. 7th start, 34th appearance.
Wearing Bob on his back on this Players Weekend and missing with his first pitch to Dozier. Dozier's on-base percentage with the Dodgers, .375. Hits a high fly ball to left center field, but it will be playable for Margot. Dozier the first out. Dodgers saw Erlin his first start. He made a couple of spot starts back early on this season, and they scored 6 runs against him in 3 innings. Now, he was much better when he saw him in relief. He was in Mexico. He 2 2/3 with nothing against him. '27-year-old out of Oakland, California, ready to work against Justin Turner. Strike 1. It is now 10-1. St. Louis over the Rockies in the 3rd inning. It'll be a long one today in Denver, isn't it?
They're going to go through some pitchers. You might end up seeing a regular out there.
Diamondbacks just getting started now against Seattle. On a 1-1 pitch, Turner takes ball 2. Justin hit his 10th home run of the season on Friday night. He has a home run against Erlin in his career. Justin was at the plate when the power went out. He just got into the batter's box, and he said that when the power went out, he couldn't even see Austin Hedges, the catcher. Couldn't see the home plate umpire, even though he's standing right there in the batter's box.
Takes a moment for your eyes to adjust. It came on quickly, though. Right back. Like 1-2 seconds, all of a sudden there was power in different places around the field, dispersed around the stadium. A lot of phone lights came on.
Looked like a concert.
Looking for an encore.
Well done. Fly ball to center. 2 up and 2 down, and a couple of flyouts to Margot.
It was like an encore when Justin got up and blooped the ball down the right field line. The game was over.
Happened quickly. First pitch following the break, which was only 20 minutes, like you said. Did a nice job of getting the place fired back up and ready. 2 gone first inning, and here's Manny Machado. The other end of last night's game, Machado opened the scoring with a 3-run home run, giving him 30 for the year. Ball 1. One of those guys where when he makes good contact, it just makes a different sound than with other guys.
Him too.
Yeah, he hit his 30th last night as well. Ball on a strike. And he got Hedges with the backswing. Apologized to him. Stroke to center on a line, and 3 fly ball or line outs to center. Dodgers down in order. We're off and rolling. No score after 1. Starting pitching has led the National League all season, and against San Diego, 9-1 with an ERA right around 2.
Should be no surprise that the best starters in the National League are beating up on the last place team of the National League West, and the Dodgers are showing their wares even against the worst, so they stay inspired no matter who they're playing.
Reyes drives the first pitch of the inning to deep center field, and for the second night in a row he's gone deep on the first pitch of an inning. Did it against Kershaw last night in the 7th, does it against Ryu here in the 2nd. The Padres lead at 1-0. He's going to get a reputation for doing that.
Just highlighted how great the starting pitchers have done with Land Rover sponsoring it, and then this one just goes over a lot of land. Boy, he crushed that ball to center.
6'5", 275 pounds, and he's hit his 11th home run in only a partial big league schedule this year. Here's Hedges, had a home run of his own last night. Waves at the first pitch, 0-1. Hedges homer tied it against Kenley Jansen. Dave Roberts sat down with following the game last night. Said that he will not be available today. Part of that just allowing him a mental reset. Part of it is pairing it with another off day tomorrow to have him extra fresh going into the run after that. Hedges muscles one to right center. That'll sink in for a hit.
Second baseman number 15, Span.
Kenley on the bench just to the left of the coaches, and probably got his kicks on and just relaxing, reset mentally. Dave Roberts described this: I just want him to have fun today, just relax, and the off day tomorrow to get to Texas, and he'll be back in there in Arlington.
First pitch breaking ball in for a strike on Spangenberg. Off of the bench last night, struck out. 0 for 4 in this series. Oh, 2. Corey Spangenberg once was a 10th overall pick in the draft. Out of a junior college after he started his career at the Virginia Military Institute. You don't hear of a whole lot of players coming out of VMI. Waits on a breaking ball and punches it by the bag foul. He was a stud at VMI, conference freshman of the year. But his focus was on baseball, and there are a bunch of military commitments, as you can imagine, going to a place like that kept him from fully investing in baseball, where he knew he had a future. So transferred to that junior college for 1 year before the Padres made him the 10th pick. Roller to short. Machado feeding Dozier. Not in time at first. The fielder's choice bounce out, 1 away.
Good to see the ball hit on the ground off of Ryu. Usually a ground ball pitcher. Padres have been able to elevate 3 fastballs to get their hits. First pitch strikes, though. He is on top of his game as far as getting ahead. And that is not the norm for him normally. 7 for 7 with first pitch strikes. He has all the tools to pitch from behind in the count. It's just not necessary for him to get a first pitch strike.
Mariners off to a 1-0 lead on Arizona. Went in extras last night on a Denard Span home run. Margot fouls it. You know, Span hit the game-winning home run with a broken bat. He had noticed that the bat was cracked before the game and told the bat boy, put that one aside. Well, the bat boy misunderstood him, and instead of getting it out of the way, just kind of leaned it against the rack. So Span headed up to the plate, grabbed that one, and went and hit a game-winning homer with it into the pool. 0-2.
Had enough stability left to make a run.
And a splash. Ryu's got his 4th K.
Second change up for a strikeout. The other 2 strikeouts on fastballs. Nice job on the outside part of the plate to righties.
Here's Robbie Erlin. Strike 1. So that's first pitch strikes on all 9 hitters first time through. And 0-2 on 7 of the 9. Part of the reason that he only lasted 4 innings against St. Louis is his command wasn't particularly sharp. He's got that back in a big way so far in this Sunday afternoon. Padres get the game's first run and a Reyes home run to the bottom of the 2nd. That's beautiful work, Matt Kemp. The 2nd, Robbie Erlin after 1, 2, 3 first, back out there for the 2nd. Robbie originally drafted by the Texas Rangers and was traded while he was in Double-A. He was with Double-A Frisco in the Rangers system, and they happened to be playing Double-A San Antonio of the Padres organization when he was traded. So he literally packed his stuff in one clubhouse, walked down the tunnel into the other, and joined his new team.
It doesn't happen often, but when it happens, it's kind of fun. I've seen guys get traded in between games of a doubleheader in the minor league.
Wow.
Yeah, game 1, you're playing for one team. The second game, they say, go over the other locker room. Game 2, you're over there.
Thing that would have made it extra ridiculous is if it had been his day to pitch. You know, he's scheduled to start
right.
for Double-A Texas, winds up starting against Double-A Texas. That didn't happen, but yeah. At his debut a couple years after that. Back and forth between the majors and the minors for much of his career. Drops a breaking ball into his old teammate Matt Kemp. This is the first year that Erlin has stuck in the majors, and he's done it mostly as a reliever. But like with a lot of guys, they want to see what they have here over the final couple of months, and giving him kind of a tryout as a starter again, which is what he's been for most of his career. There's his 1-1 to Kemp. And it's hit foul, 1-2.
It's an interesting comparison today with Ryu on the mound and Erlin on the mound. They had two lefties. Erlin's got a breaking ball and a changeup, a slider. And really, it's going to come down to, you know, which one executes. And so with Erlin, when he struggles, it's got to be about location, because if you watch the velocity of the pitches, how he has the ability to take some speed off it, the sharp breaking ball that he has, it's about commanding that stuff. And when Ryu is good, and he's good most of the time this year, that's what he has had.
Ouch.
A little shin burger. Runners out there, you get shin splints, right? And the reason to get them is it's a real poor circulation area. It's hard to get the pain away from those areas that have poor circulation.
Would elbow be another one of those areas? I'm just trying to think of the other areas that hurt extra.
Yeah, well, the bone areas.
Yeah.
And you just don't get it. The shin splints come from just not a lot of circulation down there.
2-2.
Your bones in your knees, your elbows,
your head. Don't want to hit your head.
No, that's not good.
Kemp pulls this one down the line. Foul. Boy, they have whispered by that foul pole a couple times this weekend.
This Dodger offense to not be the boom or bust. They squeaked one out last night, but they had an inning or two where they could have really capitalized. Bases loaded, 2 out, didn't get it done. First, second, and third, no out, didn't get it done.
He keeps this one fair into the left field corner, and Matt Kemp gets to test that shin with a leadoff double.
The double makes it feel better.
Some circulation to it.
Yeah, take a look at it with the Volkswagen replay. Matt does keep this one fair. Turns out to be a double. The long one would have been a home run if he kept it fair. But boy, you need his bat to get going to keep this offense from being boom or bust. Top of the order, really getting most of the production done for the offense this month of August. The Doziers, the Turners, and the Machados, and the Bellingers, who's not in there today.
1-0 game, second inning. Kike Hernandez. How about them shoes for Kike on this Players Weekend? 1-0.
Changed the batteries last night. Nice strong batteries with those glow-in-the-dark shoes. Maybe because the lights went out, he wore those.
Or maybe it was the shoes that shorted the lights. Ball 2.
Those 4 hitters I mentioned at the top of the order, Dozier and Turner, Machado, and Bellinger, they've been responsible for 83% of the Dodger runs here in August. So it's the bottom of the order. It's the Kike Hernandez's, the Austin Barnes, Matt Kemp when he's in there, Yasiel Puig when he's in there. The bottom of the order needs to get it going to make it one big unit.
Punch to right. Reyes has it. Kemp hangs on at second. Any idea, like the context of that? Could you say that for most orders? That
well, it's how many runs were scored by those individuals and how many RBIs. Where there was a team that had 10%, 7 guys that were contributing 10%. The Rockies, 10% of the offensive production was coming from 7 guys.
When it comes to RBIs and runs?
Yeah, RBIs and runs. And we took the home runs and subtracted them out to get you the percentage, because when you drive in yourself, it can't count twice. So it was a little bit alarming when you see it was just coming out of the top of the order here in August. And there needs to be a little bit more length and production right down here where we are in the order now.
Taylor fouls back the first one from Erlin, and he would be one of the guys that would be at the head of that conversation.
He definitely would be, and especially with the strikeouts. I mean, we attribute the strikeouts a lot of times to the failure of an offense when there's a man on third, when you're trying to get a guy over, when you need a big hit. And Chris Taylor is way up there in strikeouts.
Ball on a strike. On this 1-1 pitch, Chris Taylor swings and hits it down the line, foul, 1-2. Chris had a double last night. He's showing signs of coming out of it. Had a home run on Friday night. Talk about a guy that takes his work seriously and grinds away on these slumps. Not that they don't all grind away, but it's a bouncing ball left side. Kemp heads to third. Myers can't come up with it. Opening the door for the Dodgers here in the second.
Kemp headed to third. Myers looking to go towards first. It clanks off the heel of his glove. A little bit of a distraction, but at this level, players will tell you that was all their fault. It's not the big deal to have the runner there. You're staring at a white ball. It's a little different than the white pants. Should be able to catch it.
Myers, of course, in his first week playing third base. First and third, one out, and Yasiel Puig. Hitting a walk last night after getting Friday night off. You know, an odd thing has developed with Yasiel over the last 2 seasons, and that he has hit left-handers way worse than he hits righties. True that for some guys you can see lefties so well that it throws you out of whack. Get a little too big because of it.
That or the off-speed stuff fading away from him with the change-ups and then coming in, so he gets 2 different speeds on 2 different sides of the plate, where with the righties he's very good with the inside fastball with righties. And he's done a much better job laying off the slider away, breaking right to left away from him.
Erlin ahead of him quickly. To the plate with an 0-2. That's inside, ball 1.
I like a little bit of your diagnosis of him getting too big, because when he's comfortable, we see a lot more of his personality. And maybe we see a little bit too much aggressiveness that gets into the swing.
And you also, when he's right, you see a very efficient swing. He looks at strike 3. Perfectly done by Erlin to the inside corner at the knees.
Catcher number 15, Sam.
And that's just a dart right there. Video game fastball.
So Puig takes strike 3 with a man at third and 1 out. Remains 1-0, and it's up to Austin Barnes with 2 gone. Austin on base 8 of his last 13 plate appearances. Tiny sample, but probably the best stretch of the year for him over the last week or so. Here he takes a strike.
It's the dilemma right now for an 8-hitter. You got the pitcher on deck. Opposing team's up 1-0. Is he going to pitch to me or not? Does he care about pitching with bases loaded, 2 out, and the pitcher up, or he'd rather face me with 2 out, first and third?
Went around, 0-2.
So you got to give yourself a chance. You got to put it in play. Stay away from the strikeout.
Man, Dodgers look at strike 3. Back-to-back hitters after putting him in first and third with 1 out, and after 2, they trail 1-0. brought to you by the Southern California BMW Centers. Hurry in today to the BMW Summer On Sales event for exceptional offers. Details at SoCalBMW.com. And by Jack in the Box. Try something different like Jack's Teriyaki Bowls. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Back at Dodger Stadium, top three. Padres 1, Dodgers nothing. And Jin Ryu has been firing strikes so far. 24 of his 27 pitches have been strikes. Just one of them happened to be a first pitch of an inning against Reyes, and he pounced for a home run. Freddie Galvis, second time through the order. He goes after the first one and flies it weakly to Kemp in left, 1 out.
Number 4, Will Myers.
Here's Myers. Don't you love day games?
I absolutely love day games. It's nice to come out, enjoy the day, get up early, get over here to the ballpark, have a great day at the ballpark, and then have the rest of your day left. The long days of summer, you can go out and play golf a little bit after if you want. Take some time to get the barbecue started.
Some may be even doing that right now, taking the day game in on TV, radio, and got the grill fired up. Ball on a strike on Myers.
I'm jealous.
I am too.
Let's do it tonight.
Bring us some, all you grillers out there. Tried to backdoor him with a breaking ball, and Myers slapped it down the line. His second extra base hit in his first 2 tries. Puig juggled it, and now will heave it towards third, but Myers is in there safely. Ryu backing up the throw.
Number 10, Hunter Renfroe.
It's a nice piece of hitting. It's an odd piece of base running. He's trying to be his own third base coach. Glenn Hoffman's been over there at third base for a long time. He would have told him what to do. He arrived safely on his own advice, but he's turning his neck and trying. He looks like a guy just learning in Little League, you know, in the minors in Little League, like a 10-year-old. He's running around second.
Benfield comes in here as Hunter Renfroe comes up. He's been very good at getting the job done in this month in this situation, and he wastes no time doing it again. 2-0 San Diego on a Hunter Renfroe RBI single.
A triple and a base hit. They played another one. Renfroe hitting the ball hard. He can make some serious holes in infield even when they are back.
One on, one out for Eric Hosmer, and Ryu started him with a breaking ball that just missed.
You know, we talk about guys sometimes that are effectively wild. Well, throwing too many strikes can take a young, free swinging team and saying, I can be as free as I want. This guy's throwing strike after strike after strike. So maybe a few more balls for Ryu to get him off of all these strikes.
One and two. Hosmer looking his first time, running his hitless run to 0 of 19. Eric has mom and dad on that sleeve. He's thankful for. His mom, Eliana, was born in Cuba, moved to the United States when she was young. The family fleeing the Fidel Castro regime. And his dad, Mike. Ryu gets him swinging with a breaking ball. That is strikeout number 6. 2 gone in the third, and we look at our Coors Light refreshing finish as Franmil Reyes comes up. Home runs in back-to-back games, taking Kershaw deep on the first pitch of the 7th last night. And same approach today. First pitch of the second does the same to Ryu.
He is a big boy. When he makes contact with the right angle, he crushes it. Kind of an all or nothing hitter.
Ryu starts him with an off speed and gets strike one. Still just 23. One on one. Two. Home run pace of close to about 30 for Reyes. He's only been in the majors for a third of the season. 11 homers, 57 games this year.
11 home runs, but only 15 RBIs. So the big swing, kind of the I'm going to run into some. You can't have that approach all the time when you have some other RBIs if you're going to try and hit in the middle of the order and be an RBI guy.
2-2.
A really good hitter when he runs into one is what you write on the scouting report, or collision hitter. You know, when he makes contact, it's loud, but he's looking for a little bit more consistency.
Yeah, that's crazy. 13 of his 15 RBIs have come off of his home runs.
It's you know, it says something about the Padres offense. There's no traffic in front of him, but also he is running into some situations where he could drive in some other runs and maybe gets a little too big, maybe expands his strike zone too much.
He's taken a couple of borderline pitches here, and he's had 3-2. With runners in scoring position this year, he is 4 for 31.
Organizations have exit interviews with players, and they go over what they want them to think about and start working on in the off season, then coming into spring training for more work.
Chased here, and I think what you're saying is that conversation this year may be about approach with men on base. 2-0 San Diego to the bottom of the third.
Dodgers open a 4-game series, a big series with the Diamondbacks. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Dodger Stadium Sand Globe presented by Nitto Tire. Visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Diamondbacks trail 1-0 in their game against Seattle in the third. Sung-Jin Ryu to open this inning, and a strike called. The home plate umpire, Ryan Addison, who's just 32 years old. Got his first opportunity in the major leagues last year. Still is classified as a call-up umpire, not a full-time major league umpire. But a guy who's got a unique perspective in that he pitched as a pro for a short time. That's high on Ryu, 1-2. He was drafted, although never played affiliated ball. He did spend some time in independent baseball.
Jim Joyce was a college pitcher, another Major League Baseball umpire, and pitched at Bowling Green, where I happened to go to school. And Jimmy would throw his game innings in our simulated games early in the year and then get behind the plate for the rest of the game and practice umpiring right from a freshman year in college. It had always been his dream. He had a great curveball, and he still is a great curveball umpire. Like those guys who can throw certain pitches, and all of a sudden they kind of favor those pitches and call them for strikes a little bit more often maybe than other guys.
Ryu stays alive at 2-2. Ryan pitched for the Kalamazoo Kings in the Frontier League. It's Kalamazoo, Michigan. Ryu with an opposite field base hit. Reyes tries to throw him out, but he has no idea that Hyun-Jin Ryu can absolutely fly.
He has monster speed. But as a pitcher with a base hit to right on the Carl's cam, you take nothing for granted. He busts out of the box. Ryu's got one of those swings that's kind of, it's a mystery, because he looks like he's opening up to pull the ball, and then the ball goes directly to right field.
Magic man.
Well, you can't, it's hard to defend him. You don't know where it's going.
Now you see me, now you don't. Brian Dozier, ball one. The Dodgers have had the leadoff man on in each of the last 2 innings now. Couldn't take advantage of the leadoff double in the second. At the top of the order, trying to take advantage of it here in the third. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1. I'm just glancing at some of the team names in that Frontier League that Ryan Addison pitched in. Some good ones. You got the Traverse City Beach Bums, the Washington Wild Things. 3 balls and a strike on Dozier. The Paints. The Sliders. There's a team called the Sliders. I wonder if their logo is baseball based or if it's a burger. Pop flying to short center. Having a hard time finding it. Margot is there to catch it and bail out Spangenberg. Dozier the first out of the third.
Sky usually tough here at Dodger Stadium early in night games, but it's a beautiful pure blue sky today, so the little white ball can get lost up there. For the Padres, their outfield mantra is, it's not a job, it's an adventure.
Has been and right, hasn't it? For Franmil Reyes. Margot very good in center, but 1-on-1 out for Turner in a 2-0 game, and he takes ball 1. They are last in the National League in defensive efficiency. Ball on a strike. fly to left center, but he got under it. Margot has this one spotted as well, and there are 2 out. And the third. Turner's twice fly to center today.
Every out by the top 3 hitters in the Dodger order recorded by Margot in center field. 5 for 5 out there for captured by that man right there. Manny Machado trying to break that trend right here.
Manny hit it hard his first time, but it was right at Margot. Erlin locating well. He's got strike 1 on Machado. Chopper to short, Freddie Galvis. That's that for the Dodgers in the third. They get a leadoff single from Ryu, but then the top of the order down in order. Beautiful day to have the family out in the pavilion. Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Infinity, Empower the Drive, and by Energy Upgrade California. Padres with 1 in the second and the third against Ryu. 2-0 to the fourth. Arizona has tied the game with Seattle and actually just now taken a 2-1 lead.
On an error. First and third, 2 out. Peralta, ground ball. Should have been out of the inning, but an error.
There's no hiding it. We got the games on in the booth. We're not ashamed of it. Scoreboard watching season, Hershiser.
I wish we had more TVs, like a Las Vegas sports book. Watch all the games.
A wall of TVs.
Yeah.
Really, at this point, we need 2. Maybe a third for a wild card game.
Yeah, that'd be good. Put that request in at the end of the year in our exit meetings.
I like it. Austin Hedges to lead off this fourth for San Diego. Been a good weekend for the local guy. At the J. Sarah High School. Swings at a first pitch curve. Machado able to get to it and show off that arm.
You would think you would hurt your arm with a throw like this, but the hardest part as we take a look at the Morongo slow-mo cam is the knee plant. That's got to hurt. His strong arm can throw from any angle, and he shows it off again and again and again when he ranges left or right.
We use some help from the defense for the first out of the 4th inning. And now Corey Spangenberg looks at strike 1. 5-1 Arizona. Paul Goldschmidt has hit a 3-run homer. Softly tapped along first. Kike Hernandez. 6th time this season he started at first, and an easy play, out number 2.
Started the series against the Padres saying we need to sweep at least 2 out of 3, but a sweep is what we should go for, and they've now got a chance at it. And day 1 went amazing, 4.5 out, gained ground on 2 teams, get to 3.5. Yesterday went just fine, gained a game on first place. Today, with that score now in Arizona at 5-1, it might be a day to maintain.
Margot, strike 1. Diamondbacks have won 6 of 9. Rockies have won 11 of 14. Dribbler, Margot can fly. Ryu's throw not in time. Second infield hit of the weekend for Manuel Margot, and it keeps his 4th inning alive.
He bunted last night off of Caleb Ferguson. Caleb got off the mound okay, but couldn't get it out of his glove in time. Underhand throw that Margot ended up beating out. This an overhand throw on a swinging bunt that Ryu almost gets it there in time, but he's going to get the stand there at first with 2 outs.
It's the lineup turned over. It's the pitcher to the plate here in the 4th. Sorry, Oral.
No, with his speed, though, he might be not standing there at first. Might be moving out.
10 stolen bases this season.
But then again, let me think out loud and say with the pitcher up there, they're going to want to turn the lineup over, and they'll leave him over there at first base.
He's got his oven mitt on, ready to run the bases. 1-0 on Erlin. One and one. Both pitchers with a base hit today. Puig boots this one. Margot trying to make him pay, but Puig makes up for the mistake with that cannon of an arm.
The glove clanks it. Margot tries to take advantage. Puig bare hand bullet, and boy, it's amazing. Not only how hard he throws it, but how accurate he is.
Brought to you by T-Mobile. We mentioned it. The Diamondbacks busting that game open with 2 out against Mike Leake in the 3rd. Paul Goldschmidt with his 30th home run of the season, and Arizona leads it 5-1.
The 4th out of that inning was a killer for Seattle. Error on a Peralta ground ball got the 2nd run, and that brought Goldschmidt to the plate. And boy, did Seattle pay. And it stings all the way here to Los Angeles.
You knew he was going to get it going, right? I mean, his first month and a half or so was so quiet, but you look up and he's putting up the same kind of numbers he always does. And he's even kind of entered his name into the MVP conversation at this point. Kemp to lead off the 4th for the Dodgers. Trail at 2-0. Matt doubled his first time. A couple pitches before that, crushed a ball down the line, and had it been fair, it would have gone on record as his hardest hit ball of the year. 1-1. .112 off of the bat for Curious. 2-1. Seems to see Robbie Erlin well. Homered against him back in April. And on this 2-1 pitch, hits it to short, and Galvis picks it off before it reaches the ground.
Number 14,
Frustrating for Matt. Really seeing the ball well off a pitcher he's had success. Wow, did that touch the ground? He's out now. He's in the dugout.
Hernandez with 1 out. Pops the first pitch back and out of play. The author of the Kike Pants study, her name is Amy Lynn. She's from Kentucky. She was at Dodger Stadium this weekend. Got to meet many of the Dodgers, Kike included. To the hole and past the lunging Galvis. That's a 1-out hit for Hernandez.
Number 3, Chris Taylor.
I'm a big believer that the tight pant thing is not fun and games. I really believe it does give you a different feel as an athlete if you've got the baggy uniform on compared to a tight uniform on. And especially with Kike, his main gist of where he's improved is not getting too big. And so feeling that tightness on him as far as the sleeves, as far as the jersey, the pants, keeping him together, more compact and more precise with his swing.
Strike 1 on Taylor, and folks, let me tell you, there is not a hint of a smirk on Orel's face right now. This is amazing.
No, I'm actually really serious about it. I mean,
yeah.
I wore loose sleeves and a loose jersey. I felt like my mechanics were too loose. I had too much movement. I wanted to feel the tension of a tighter sleeve on my arms and on my body, and the jersey to feel like I was staying together and more compact and precise even as I delivered the ball. I did not like a loose-fitting jersey and pants.
And so it's real. And Orel's graded Amy Lynn's paper an A.
I sure have.
0-1 pitch. Drops low. Ball 1.
You'll have other guys, though. You know, I'm thinking of, you know, Fernando and guys that have big movements in their delivery and leg kicks that they want things a little bit looser. They feel tied up if all of a sudden the jersey's binding on them or their pants are. But I think others that like that tightness.
Sharply to short. Galvis feeding Spangenberg, who turns a double play. And finishes the Dodgers in the 4th. To the 5th we go. 2-0. Dodgers baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by your Southern California Toyota dealers. Get huge savings on a reliable new Camry at Toyota's National Clearance Event. On a beautiful day back at Dodger Stadium, Padres in front 2-0 as we go to the 5th. Jin Ryu has 7 Ks today, which is already 2 shy of his season high. And he gave up single runs in the 2nd and in the 3rd. Home run from Reyes in the 2nd and an RBI hit from Renfroe in the 3rd. Top of the order here, Freddie Galvis to lead things off. Strike one. You know, we talk about the 5 tools. It's almost like one of the things Freddie Galvis does should be considered a 6th, and that is the ability to be in there every day, to show up every day, and as they say, post. Pulls that one deep in the hole. Machado with a bare hand. There's no way. Oh my goodness. The fact that he even made it close is a wonder. Oh my gosh. Galvis aboard with an infield single.
This is absolutely beautiful. We don't even record an out, but you just gotta love watching the athleticism, the creativity, the strength. Fantastic play. And if it's not a leadoff hitter with pretty good speed, about 70% of the guys are out.
Galvis on in his hitting streak. I'm out of 6 games now as Will Myers takes a strike. You know, in this day and age where so many players find themselves in platoons, and with managers being more aggressive, getting guys rest, it's really impressive what Freddie Galvis has done, not missing a game over the last 2 years. Because part of that is roster composition.
Playing for the Padres who are out of it, and he's a key ingredient to helping them go, so manager doesn't want to give him a day off. Not resting him for the postseason over the last couple years.
That's
a little shorter season for them compared to others.
In Philadelphia prior to this year, and they had the same thing there. 1-2 on Myers. That's extra impressive when you look at the injury history Galvis has had. Really bad injury luck prior to these last couple seasons. A separated shoulder early on in his pro career. Fractured back that ended his rookie season. Got a cut on his knee a couple of years into his big league career, and then got a MRSA infection. That knocked him out for a while. Got rid of the infection, came back, broke his collarbone. Myers goes the other way with a high fly ball that Puig runs under for the first out.
He was probably labeled a little bit soft there early on with that many injuries. Injury prone. And maybe it contributed to the personality that drives you to play every day now, that I'm not coming out. I missed it too much for all those injuries.
Renfroe to the plate with 1 out. He could lean on the guy that taught him the game when it came to the mental side of battling through those injuries. That's his dad, Freddie Sr., who was a great player himself coming up through Venezuela. Had some pro interest, but then he injured his knee while he was turning a double play on a bad takeout slide right before he got a pro opportunity. And so Freddie Sr. devoted himself instead to teaching Freddie Jr. and Freddie's older brother how to play the game. Ryu to Renfroe. That's a high strike, 1-1. Ground ball to short. Machado down to a knee to start it. That is all they'll get.
Manny down on the knee, but the arm is still strong. A perfect feed to Dozier. Almost called him Bull, but that would have been accurate too. Over to Kike, just for one.
First baseman Eric Hosmer.
2 gone for Hosmer. Strike 1. Ryu struck him out both times today. Once looking, once swinging. Guy that's had more hits than any other first baseman since he broke into the league, other than Joey Votto. Bounces one towards the middle here that will add to that total and snap his 0 for 20 slide, putting the Padres at the corners with 2 out. So a 2 gone in the 5th. Up comes Franmil Reyes, and we look at his home run from the 2nd, brought to you by StatCast AI, powered by AWS.
He crushed this ball. It's 106 miles an hour. You wonder what is the hardest hit ball this year? Well, that would be Mr. Stanton. 121.7 miles an hour.
Jeez. He's got a bunch that are above 115.
And we were talking about Matt Kemp's ball. That was 112 here. Foul home run today that he absolutely crushed. I can't imagine how far 121.7 goes on the correct angle.
Ball 1. What is it about Stanton? I mean, obviously he's like a Greek god when it comes to physique, but head and shoulders above the rest when it comes to the ability to hit it hard.
Lever system that he can move really quick and separate, you know, the narrow hips from the wide shoulders, and then the really strong arms that can maintain the bat speed even that lever system's creating. He is like a Greek god, you're right, and flexible, not just weightlifter strength, but still the flexibility.
At the corners here with 2 out, Ryu's fallen behind 2-0, and now gets strike 1 with a curve.
Feels like Ryu is getting hit around an awful lot, but it's a lot of weak contact, balls that are not hard enough to turn into double plays. A couple of infield hits over the last couple innings.
3-1.
Turn this whole inning around right here, get the 3rd out, get the dugout, get some runs.
He walks Reyes, and the bases are loaded.
Pitcher Austin Hedges.
First walk of the afternoon sets up a big spot here for Hyun-Jin Ryu and the Dodgers against Austin Hedges.
For a starting pitcher, there's 3 or 4 at bats a game that you really know the game is hanging on, and this is one of them for Ryu. You don't pitch no hitters every night, perfect games. You know there's going to be traffic usually in a normal outing. It's getting those key outs. The difference between L's and W's usually for your team and for you.
The first couple innings he was throwing strikes at almost too high of a rate, as you touched on, but has lost it here the last couple hitters. Here's his 1-0 and ball 2.
Yeah, he was picking that outside corner to righties anywhere he wanted to for a strike or lead them and walk them off the plate. And now missing to that arm side high. Gotta get back to timing up his delivery for strikes.
Fly ball to left center field. Looking through that sunshine. Chris Taylor's got it. The Padres strand them loaded in the 5th. We're halfway home on this Players Weekend. 2-0 San Diego.
Let's go, here we go.
The Dodgers, meanwhile, trying to get the offense going. Just 3 hits and no runs over 4 against Robbie Erlin.
Yeah, hitting a little hard luck at the top of the order, the bottom of the order not really coming through. And Erlin has been making some pitches when it counts, and that's a little bit of the difference. Ryu getting his hard stuff hit. That's an odd thing for Padres. They don't hit very well against the fastball and the curveball, and Ryu usually with his hard stuff shuts people down.
Yasiel Puig to start this inning against Erlin, and he takes ball 1. Took strike 3 called his first time. Dodgers had a great opportunity in that second inning. First and third, 1 out, but couldn't score. That's off the end of the bat. Foul and 1-1.
Score 11 the first game of this series, 5 last night, and now 0. With only the 3 hits, they need to get it going.
3 hits and a base runner with the error, but then 0 for 8 with men on today. On a 2-1, Puig swings, fouls it back, 2-2. Another good one from that guy last night, Kershaw. It's popped in the infield. Hedges. It's Puig.
Manage your dream team in franchise mode, plus get weekly stats, roster updates, and more. RBI Baseball 18 is available now. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everyone.
2-0 in the 5th as Austin Barnes comes up. Robbie Erlin delivers a strike. Right now putting together his best start. You know, Erlin made those 2 spot starts early on this year, but gave up 12 runs in 7 innings. Been better since moving back into the rotation lately. Robbie said that he got caught up in those couple starts, thinking about the full outing too much as opposed to just hit each individual hitter as they came. And he gotten into a good frame of mind as a reliever, focusing on each pitch within each individual at bat. He strikes out Barnes, quickly 2 gone in the 5th.
Number 99, Hyun-Jin Ryu.
Amazing how the learning curve or the aha moment gets sped up for pitchers that get sent to the bullpen, or if a bullpen guy comes to the rotation.
Ryu bangs another base hit. He's got 2 of the 4 for the Dodgers today.
He is hitting like the name on his back. He's a monster at the plate. He's smiling, monster. Hosmer down there at first, visiting with him, struggling this year, probably saying it's not that easy.
Yeah. Now it's Dozier representing the tying run, taking ball 1. Seems like Dozier's due to hit one out of here at some point soon. A few home runs in his first couple of days with the Dodgers. It's been a bit. Takes a strike, 1-1. Leaves that one down, 2 balls and a strike. Last home run for Brian was in the opener in Colorado on August 9th. On a 2-1 pitch, he pops it foul. That's going to reach the seats. 2-2. This is inside, full count. Two nothing, bottom of the fifth. Ryu takes off with a 3-2 that takes off on Erlin. First and second with two gone.
Well, just a pop up to the catcher, a strikeout, a harmless little base hit by the pitcher, and now a walk. And this inning all of a sudden has developed with two outs, with Turner coming up.
Justin 0 for 2 today, having fly to center both times. Perfectly placed, strike one. Turner lays off, ball and a strike. Erlin at 75 pitches now, and again he's spent most of the season in the bullpen. He's yet to reach 90 pitches in a start. Two on, two out, 1-1. Turner pops it back and out of play, strike two.
With turn two right there, had one he liked. He's taking a little walk, kind of walking off the disappointment before he climbs back in with the right attitude.
He's got Turner at Ryu at second and Dozier at first. A 1-2. Turner pulls his hands in and pulls it down the line. Fair ball into the corner. Ryu in to score. Here comes Dozier. Here's the throw. Not in time. Tie game on a two-out double from Turner.
Top tier play of the game. They return to the same area that he had just fouled the ball back, but this time he caught up to it, getting on top of that pitch, get the hands above it, get the barrel out and down the line. Started with a Ryu single, a Dozier walk, and a Turner double for two.
Driven in the last three for the Dodgers, dating back to the game-winning hit last night. And now Machado with a chance to give the Dodgers their first lead of the afternoon. All started with Ryu's two-out hit. Ball one. Strike one. Dylan Floro. On a 1-1 pitch, Machado swings and a pop-up. Back and out of play. Manny's 0 for 2 this afternoon, and he's 2 for 12 in this series. Although that includes a long home run. Dozier getting some maintenance done there after the headfirst slide. Erlin to Machado with his 1-2. Manny fouls it off. There's been all that discussion about the Dodgers with men in scoring position, and for good reason. Also been a little bit of discussion about how Justin Turner's been one of the leaders trying to motivate them out of it with his wisdom. Well, he's doing his own part. 7 for his last 13 with runners in scoring position. Now Machado on a 1-2. Stays alive.
Those 2 RBIs from Justin give him 34 contributions to Dodger runs this August. 30% of the runs he's responsible for. He either scored or drove them in.
Another 1-2. Machado leaves this one outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Turner leads at second on this 2-2. Machado corks one down the line. There it goes! Inside the pole to give the Dodgers their first lead of the day. A blistering blast from Manny Machado. The Dodgers with a 4th spot here in the 5th.
Got his 30th, a 3-run job last night. This is a 2-run bomb. 31 home runs with that swing right there. And boy, does that feel good. Doesn't matter how many outs there are when you start your rally. 2 outs for this Dodger rally, but it brought 4 runs so far.
And to think it all started with a base hit from the pitcher. Fifth time he's gone deep in the last 9 games. 2nd game in a row. Ball and a strike on Kemp. Quickly, Robert Stock starts to lose it as Erlin drops in a strike on Kemp, and it's 1-2. Dodgers with their sights set on their first sweep since the beginning of July when they took all 3 from Pittsburgh here. That man was still wearing black and orange. Another 2-2 and another base hit. 2nd of the day for Kemp. And that is the 5th consecutive 2-out base runner against Robbie Erlin. Darren Ballsy, the pitching coach, out there to chat with Erlin briefly, trying to get him as deep into this game as they can. Machado's home run has the Dodgers in front after Turner's double tied it. And now Hernandez, who's 1 for 2. One and 0. Ball on a strike. One and 2. Kike's second hit of the afternoon. And the beat goes on against Erlin with 2 out in the 5th. That's going to do it for him. He had retired the first 2 in the inning and had a 2-0 lead. He'll depart having allowed at least 4. Runners at first and second, his responsibility as well. Going to be a double switch. Travis Jankowski into the game to replace Franmil Reyes. We'll take a break. Be back in a moment with the Dodgers in front 4-2. Before the Dodgers strung together 6 consecutive 2-out base runners. Who's in, who's out, brought to you by In and Out. It is Trey. No, that's not Trey. That is Phil Mayton. Spin rate.
Yep.
Players Weekend, you know, the jerseys, they make it tough.
They do. They usually go by name, not number, but that's all right. Phil been out there in game 1. Dodgers saw him for 2 innings, got a few runs off of him, walk, 4 strikeouts. We're looking to add on right here with him out there on the mound.
First and second, Chris Taylor. With Kemp at second and Hernandez at first. One ball, no strikes. Dodgers trying to move to 5-1 in their last 6 games against a left-handed starter, which is a turn in the right direction from a troubling trend for much of the year. They've averaged better than 8 runs per game against left-handed starters over the last 5. Payton's 1-0 is a little bit outside in ball 2. Two on one. Ball 3.
Ryu doing anything he can to stay loose. He started all of this.
Taylor takes the walk and loads the bases. And he's going to have to keep trying to stay loose. It's going to be at least 25 minutes between pitches for him. This half inning is already more than 20. And Puig, who started the inning by popping out to the catcher Hedges, comes back up. With Kemp at third, Hernandez at second, and now Taylor at first. Strike one. Leaves that one up. Ball and a strike.
The LCL gets a bases clearing double or a granny or something big. I wouldn't be surprised if Rick Honeycutt and Dave Roberts decide to change the pitcher. You got an off day tomorrow. Get fresh into the bullpen with a big lead. Not make anybody in the pen come into somebody else's jam or Ryu's jam. Let's see what they decide. I think they're watching a scoreboard, and they'll also have a short leash.
It's on to Puig with a 1-2. Puig fouls it again.
It'd be an interesting study because everybody has their own feeling on the eye test of what are pitchers' ERAs after a 20-minute offensive inning where they had to wait, or a 25-minute offensive inning where they had to wait. The eye test usually tells us, oh, what's this going to be like? You know, is he going to do okay? But I think you remember the bad outings, the bad innings after those long waits compared to the, oh, he went right back out there and picked up where he left off.
No swing, ball 2. It's human nature. It's easier to remember the bad things or to be affected by the bad more than it is to feel good about the good. Now a 2-2 pitch. Yasiel takes strike 3. Slider to the inside corner, finishes the Dodgers here in the 5th, but they bring 7 in a row to the plate with 2 out, and they all get on. Turner ties it with a 2-out double. And then Machado gives the Dodgers their first lead of the day with his 31st long ball.
Dodgers send 10 men to the plate and turn this game around from a 2-0 deficit to a 4-2 lead. Hyunjin Ryu still back on the mound.
Corey Spangenberg leading the inning off, slaps it foul. Now these days it's either a gain ground day or keep pace day. This right now looks like a keep pace day as the Diamondbacks continue to lead Seattle. 5-1, bottom of the 6th in Phoenix. Rockies got rolled. That's the problem, though. It's a different dynamic when you're chasing two teams, and it's easier to forget about that when they're tied or they're within a game or so of each other, like the Diamondbacks and Rockies have been over the last week. But it's a whole lot more difficult to chase two. This is by a touch, 2-2.
Yeah, 2-horse race. One gets hot, one gets cold. There's big changes in the standings. You get hot, one team gets cold, and the other team keeps pace. It doesn't change a whole lot. So you got to stay hot a lot longer.
Ryu picks up his 8th strikeout of the afternoon.
Friday on an all-new episode of Backstage Dodgers, follow the story of a young baseball standout whose love for the Dodgers led to a special bond with one of his favorite players. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers, presented by Cadillac, Friday after the post-game show on Sportsnet LA.
You know, the Diamondbacks and Rockies are going to play head-to-head 7 times over the final month as Margot climbs in and Ryu brings him a curve for a strike. Fascinating things about those days is, depending on how you look at it, you're either guaranteed to have to try to keep pace, but you're also guaranteed to gain a game on one of them. Hopefully, for some of those games, you'll no longer be chasing two. Fernandez runs under this one, puts Margot away.
If you're chasing two still, you're going to be pulling for the team in second to win. Get you closer to first. But if you're chasing two still, and it's the way we're looking at right now, boy, just having them split those games, 3-4 would be nice either way.
Jankowski. Big curveball sweeps in there for a strike one. Are you looking for his first 1-2-3 inning today? In fact, the Padres have had multiple base runners in each of the last 4. He's ahead quickly 0-2. Doesn't quite seem like it, but San Diego has 9 hits.
A lot of soft contact, a lot of balls finding holes. Renfroe's hit it hard. Reyes hit it hard out of here.
One, two. Base hit to right. They've had at least one base runner in all 6 today.
Stop number 13, Freddie Galvis.
Dodgers scored 4 with 2 outs, so you can't take anything for granted here and think you're already in the dugout. You got to finish it off.
And the hot-hitting Freddie Galvis, who's 1 for 3 and is hitting above 350 during a 6-game hitting streak. One and out.
You've got to believe this will be Ryu's last hitter. Either way, get him out or he gets on.
Oh, look out. Screen caught it. Back-to-back 2-out hits. Padres doing their best fifth inning Dodger impression with the Dodgers stringing all that together. Dave Roberts not going to wait any longer. You're right, with Galvis singling, putting him at first and second. Tying run now aboard. Will Myers due up next. Dave Roberts going to go to the bullpen. First 8 starts this year. He's given up 11 of them today, although that is scattering them when he's given up just 2 runs. He'll turn it over to the bullpen, first and second with 2 gone in a 4-2 game.
La Mula, the work ethic of Pedro Baez on the mound and looking to stay on a roll. He's starting to throw the ball better and better.
Jankowski and Galvis back-to-back 2-out singles. And Myers, who didn't have an extra base hit this month before today, has 2 of them. Line drive that backs up Machado. He's got it on a bounce and a nice adjustment by Dozier to get the out at second. On 1 pitch, Pedro Baez gets him out of the 6th. is brought to you by Nissan. Choose Nissan today for great offers on our most exciting lineup ever. Shop ChooseNissan.com. Phil Maton stays in for the bottom of the sixth with the Dodgers in front 4-2, getting all 4 runs with 2 out in the 5th. And Dave Roberts ready to start unloading that bench. Grandal will pinch hit for Austin Barnes, and on deck it's Jock Peterson.
It's time to add on. Get some insurance runs. The thing that made the game a squeaker went into extra innings last night was the fact that the Dodgers couldn't push across some insurance runs where they started an inning with 2nd and 3rd, no out.
Ball 1. Strike 1. One of these days you're going to get one in here. Get into the booth.
Have we had one since we've been together at home? I don't think we have.
Boyd Robertson has been in here with Vin Scully since the late 1980s. Boyd, 3 times, he says, in 30 years.
And in those 3 times, Boyd, did you catch any? You caught 1.
Boyd caught 1.
1 for 3.
2 and 2 on.
Should have been a hitter.
Rick, you got your glove up there? No glove.
You no glove? No.
Boyd either. We got a cup of iced coffee. You can take the cap off.
Rick, you need to keep your head up a little bit more. Get out of that screen. You're going to get hit by a ball. Oh, it's my job to protect you? Okay. You got that. You got that.
Again, here, if you need that cup of iced coffee, we'll do it. Rick actually saw a computer get smashed in Anaheim doing a game earlier this year. So it happens. On another 2-2, Grandal takes ball 3.
We do have tremendous booth chemistry with these 2 above us. They're absolutely fantastic. Make it very homey.
And they are our homies. Leadoff walk for Grandal.
I don't know if you can call the booth boss a homie.
That's true. He'll decide that.
He just gave us the Caesars thumbs up.
Jock Peterson. Dealing with a bit of a sore knee lately, so not a ton of playing time in recent days. Plus a continuation of a bunch of left-handed starting pitching. Like we mentioned, much better lately for the Dodgers against lefties. One and 0. Perhaps one of the pieces of collateral damage to this stretch is that Jock has fallen into a slump. 2 for 27 since the early part of the month. Here he takes a strike, 1-1. But overall, it's been a very consistent year for him.
A prime example of when Dave Roberts says, I'm just trying to keep somebody relevant. And so much of hitting is experiential and timing. You've got to get your reps.
Our base percentage down, but his slugging is at a career high mark.
I think his approach is at a career high mark.
Yeah.
The way he goes about his business in the box now. Very consistent. Feels like he's mentally present for every single pitch and grinding it out. If you take a look at his spray chart. That red 32 is a lot of pulled ground balls right there. That's why you see a couple fielders of the Padres in that area.
On a 3-1 from Maton. Peterson takes ball 4. Back-to-back walks to open the 6.
Second baseman number 6, Brian Dozier.
Here's Dozier. You know, part of the problem for Jock Peterson last year was that he had a career-high pull rate. So that spray chart that you see, that was even more drastic to the pull side. This year, using the middle of the field a whole lot more. Going to the opposite field at a career-high mark. Looks like that's going to spell the end of Maton's day. Couldn't find the zone to the 2 batters that he faced here in the 6th inning and back into that bullpen.
Dodgers open a 3-game series with the Mets, be one of the first 40,000 fans in attendance, and receive a cooler bag presented by Coca-Cola. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Robert Stock will have pitched in all 3 games in this series now. Kretsch. I told you on Friday night that is his gaming name. So if you're an online gamer and you see Kretsch, good chance it's Robert. Delivers ball 1 to Brian Dozier. Ball 2.
Top of the order continues to produce for the Dodgers. Dozier, Turner, Machado. When Bellinger's in there, he's part of that core. Last inning, top of the order, 1 through 4, 3 for 3, a walk, 3 runs, and 4 RBIs. So they are moving right into the productive part of the Dodger order right now.
On a 2-1 pitch, Dozier leaves it down and away, ball 3. Cruised in the first game, 11-1. Turner saved him in game 2 in extras. And looking for a come-from-behind win here. First and second, nobody out, and on a 3-1, Dozier hits a high pop fly to left center field for Hunter Renfroe. Boy, kept on drifting and then stumbled, and it wasn't pretty, but it is an out.
Replacing his divot out there. It comes about a step after the catch, right about now.
It's a little bit like that video of you climbing up the hill on the golf course that circulated the internet a couple weeks back.
Yeah, I went down though. I bit it.
Turner with one out.
It's gotten over 45,000 views, I think.
Wow, you're an internet sensation.
Oh,
Strike
I
one.
almost broke the internet.
Justin today, 1 for 3. Big 2-run double as part of that 4-run fifth. Yeah, the Dodgers came into the day, Oral, as the worst 2-out hitting team in the National League, at least when it comes to batting average. All 4 runs came with 2 outs.
Got a couple of hits with runners in scoring position. Got 2-out RBIs. Got a home run with a runner in scoring position.
That one gets back. Both runners advance.
Yasmani Grandal at third base now. He knows what Austin Hedges feels like on this. He's had a few. That one is straight up in the air, but they found it in time to only advance 90 for 2 runners.
Hedges considered one of the top defensive catchers in the National League. Framing wise, one of the best in baseball. Bat's been coming around as well. Guy they hope is part of the future. Well, they traded for a top flight catching prospect, Francisco Mejia. They got back in their trade for Brad Hand. Second and third, one out. And a 1-1 pitch to Turner that he hits foul. Andy Green has the infield in. The 1-2. Ball 2. Mentioned it his last time up. Turner 7 of his last 13 with runners in scoring position. Continues to be a guy you want up there in these situations. Won the game last night. The first pitch after the delay.
He's very comfortable in these situations. Why should I feel the pressure? The pitcher's the one in the jam. Pretty much his mentality.
Bounces one through the box into center. He's delivered again. 2 runs will score on a base hit from Justin Turner to double the lead to 6-2.
Drove in his first runs today with 2 outs. These 2 he drives in with 1 out using the middle of the field. Bringing the infield in, raises up batter's average about 150 points, and he used it wisely, hitting that hard ground ball.
4 RBIs today, 8 this weekend for Turner. 1-on-1 out from Machado. He takes a strike. Last time he was up there, crushed a home run down the line to give the Dodgers the lead.
He's been hitting a lot of balls hard in this series, pulling a lot of them foul for home run distance, but that one he kept fair.
Dribbled to short. And a double play. And the Dodgers add 2, and we go to the late innings. 6-2 as they gun for the sweep. By Nissan now has that big 4-game series with the Diamondbacks on it. 2 games in Texas. Oh, the Rangers have struggled this year. They've been the best offensive team in baseball since the All-Star break, so that won't be exactly simple as they get things tuned up for the big 4-game series with Arizona. Grandal stays in. He'll do the catching for a new pitcher. It's Dylan Floro.
He's really made a name for himself down in the Dodger bullpen. Made his debut back on July 8th against Anaheim. 18 2/3 innings now with the Dodger bullpen, a 1.93.
Renfro to lead it off. A couple big runs for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 6th. After they got 4 in the 5th. To extend the lead to 6-2. Floro home to Renfro with a first pitch fastball to the knees, strike 1. Renfro from Mississippi, small town kid. Pokes a base hit to right. Puig trying to cut it off. He does on a bounce, then spins and throws it back to the infield to hold him to a single.
Saw Manny Machado go deep in the hole and tried to make a great play on Freddie Galvis, and it was a beauty. And that play right there by Yasiel Puig was real special. Don't get an out, but boy, did he get back over in that corner in a hurry and get the ball in a hurry.
Where does he rank as far as throwing arm from an outfielder that you've seen in your years in baseball?
He's got to be right there at the top. I mean, I saw Dave Parker at the end of his career. Vladimir Guerrero.
Strike 1 on Eric Hosmer.
I didn't see Valentine throw. He's got it. As far as strongest arm, if you take out the first few years when he was missing cutoff men and the accuracy and the strength of the arm now and thrown to the right base, he could be #1. Ichiro was amazing in the prime.
0-2.
As far as strength of the arm and accuracy, Ichiro would be right in there with him.
was the same legendary scout that discovered Fernando Valenzuela, that discovered Yasiel Puig. Mike Brito, who was still around Dodger Stadium often. First watched Yasiel at a junior tournament in Canada when Puig was just 17 years old. And there was nothing he could do at the time, but you never know when they're going to defect. And Mike vowed that he wouldn't lose track of him. Good stop by Grandal, and it's 2-2 on Hosmer. Brito himself left Cuba in the 1950s for a career as a catcher in the Washington Senators minor league system. An injury ended Mike's playing career, but he became a scout soon after that. And has earned the adjective legendary ahead of that title. Legendary scout Mike Brito. Always wanted to sign a player from Cuba. Yasiel Puig fulfilled that for him. Full count. On a 3-2, Floro gets him swinging.
Dylan Floro's fastball has some great characteristics. You see that late movement. Fantastic movement, and on the best days, it's not only moving left to right, it's moving down a little bit like that last one.
Looks like a changeup.
Yeah, the movement, you're right.
1-on-1 out for Suaje.
But it was 95. 2 on the last one?
Maybe it was a changeup.
Well, maybe. They threw 195. That was embedded in my mind today.
No, that's fastball. With a ton of movement to get Hosmer. 0-1 on Carlos Suaje. Lifts one down the line, strike 2. Ball 1. And Suaje, who finished up his business administration degree online while he was in the minors. Calls himself a business geek, always reading books on business and entrepreneurship. Waits on this 1-2 and takes ball 2. Put that study into use. He's the creator and owner of an esports team. Loves playing video games, wanted to be involved at a deeper level, realized he wasn't good enough to play with the pros, at least when it comes to video games, and so created his own team. On this 2-2 from Dylan Floro, he swings and misses at a back foot slider, 2 gone.
Imagine the fastball movement, and then you get that slider movement. Boy, that is one of the bigger sliders that he throws. Usually has a little baby one, maybe working hard on that pitch.
Hedges with 2 gone. A little bit outside, ball 1.
Well, the starting pitching has done its job in this series. The offense has done its job. The bullpen right now to finish off the sweep needs to do its job. Get all three of those departments firing on all cylinders. Get a sweep. It would be the Padres' 9th of the year.
Down the right field line. Puig into the corner. He's got it. Not an easy play with that wall getting closer and closer. After the leadoff single, Flores sits him down in order, giving him a reason to cheer. Stretch time in a 6-2 game.
At Dodger Stadium, August 30th, when the team opens a 4-game series versus the Diamondbacks. The first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a sand globe of Dodger Stadium. Shimmering with glitter, this classic decoration is courtesy of Nitto Tire. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Miguel Diaz on to handle the bottom of the 7th for the Padres. The Dodgers in front 6-2.
We've seen Diaz in this series, and the Dodgers knocked him around a little bit. They'd like to extend right here and keep the good feelings throughout the lineup of guys getting hits and feeling like they're hot before they get on that plane tomorrow to Texas.
Now Kemp leads off this 7th inning, takes ball 1. Big team fantasy football draft going on tomorrow night. The team arrives into the Dallas-Fort Worth area.
Charter leaving a little early for that.
I'd say big. It's a big deal. 1-1.
Full garb. Everybody's got their jerseys on. They've got the poster boards up with the whole draft. Surprised they haven't kept Farhan Zaidi out.
Yeah.
Champion.
It's unfair, right? It's what he does for a living, is puts teams together.
Yeah, he should not be in an amateur draft room.
Although I'm pretty sure Andrew Friedman has a team too, and we're not saying the same thing about his fantasy team. So
we'll have to check in with him on about football news.
Strike 3 called on Kemp.
This would be a good time to catch those two executives in the fantasy draft, because I'm sure they'll concentrate a little bit more on baseball this year. Last year with that 17-game lead, you know, you could look at the fantasy draft a little bit more.
So you're saying this could be the year where the dynasty falls, huh?
I really do. Yep.
Fantasy dynasty.
Upset. It's coming down the pipe this year, 2018.
Strike 1 on Kike. Never been a fantasy football guy yourself?
I have not done that. I'm a reality football guy. I like to watch the games.
Yeah. Well, fantasy is based off those.
Oh, okay.
1-on-1.
I just like to watch the complete game. I don't like to
I hear you.
just, you know, graze through all the stations to see how my guy is doing or my
Right.
guys.
1-2.
But here it is a big deal, and I've heard of guys with my attitude that have all of a sudden done it and just fallen in love with it.
Uh-huh.
I haven't given it a chance.
Hernandez watches this one spin low and away, and the count evens up. You know, it's a tough one to do is fantasy baseball. It's tough with it being every day, right? To put that much time into it. Hernandez strokes one the other way into right center field. He's got himself a double and a 3-hit afternoon.
I just hope he didn't rip his pants sliding into second. Those are some pants that are working. Oh yeah, he's fine with the high socks. Nice little gapper, stays on that pitch. Look at the balance, just being able to get through that. Outstanding, and he knew watching it off the bat he had a shot at 2 and busted it the whole way.
Dodgers looking for further insurance here in the 7th inning. With Chris Taylor up there. For Kike Hernandez, by the way, that's his first 3-hit game since late June. Been a good month of August for him. It's his birthday month. Crossed edges up, but it's a strike. 0-2.
Nice job catching that ball. He's not trying to frame this and bring it down. He's trying to catch a butterfly right there. What they called fastball, I called fastball. You threw a breaking ball. That's no fun for me. Let's get on the same page.
Got him swinging, 2 out.
Right fielder, number 66, Yasiel.
Strikeout looking, pop up to the catcher, and another strikeout for Yasiel. The wild horse needs to get a saddle on him and get a hit here.
Yasiel 6 for his last 44, or 34, beg your pardon. Other than 2. One and 2 on Puig. They're finished up in Arizona. The Diamondbacks salvaged the final game of that series against Seattle. And so the Dodgers try to keep pace. Try to move to within a game and a half of Colorado for second. And try to stay within 2.5 of the D-backs. A 2-2. Ball 3.
We're going to talk about it the whole month of September, but the key is to keep the deficit, if you're still behind and not in first, somewhere under the number of games you have left with that team, so that you're playing them head to head and you can catch them and go by them.
Puig down on strikes, and the inning is over. To the 8th we go with the Dodgers in front 6-2. Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.
Joe, a big day for Justin Turner. Jerry, he's driven in 4.
Love the trot lightning to get us going. And
Hyunjin Ryu starting the rally in the bottom of the 5th.
Sometimes your pitcher can add to your offense.
That's right. 2 hits for him and hopefully going for the sweep, guys.
Atlanta, some defensive changes to report. Cody Bellinger comes in. He's at first. That moves Hernandez to center. And Taylor from center to left as Kemp comes out. Dylan Floro trying to go a couple of innings. Here's his first one to Corey Spangenberg. Diving to the knees, but a little bit low. 1-0. Sharply hit, base hit to open the inning. First hit of this series for Spangenberg, leads off the 8th. And now Margot. Just misses with a slider. Ball 1.
Earlier in the game, we reported that Dave Roberts said that Kenley Jansen has the day off, giving him a day to kind of reboot the computer and rest, have a fun day, and then off day tomorrow with the flight to Texas, and hopefully be back mentally prepared and physically prepared to be the closer in Texas. They're looking to massage their way through the bullpen here to get this 6-2 score all the way through the ninth and a final score.
Each of the 3 games has had its own distinct personality, hasn't it? You had a easy one Friday night. They cruised 11-1. Last night was too close for comfort. And this one, they've been able to come through in those situations at least a couple times where they could add insurance. So not quite as tight on that seatbelt. A 2-1 pitch. Grounded up the middle. Off of a diving glove of Dozier. Back-to-back hits open the 8th for San Diego against Floro.
Well, this is the time of the game that we have seen a few of these games start to get away, get interesting. And so you talked about buckling up the seatbelt, not quite as tight, but we're in seatbelt territory right now.
Maybe just give it a tug, make sure it's working, it's not stuck.
Yeah, if you haven't buckled it, you're probably hearing the beep, beep.
Jankowski framed well by Grandal for a strike. Travis 1 for 1 today, came on in a double switch in the middle innings. Punches a bouncer to short. Machado shovels it off for 1, but not in time at first with a fleet-footed Jankowski.
Almost turned 2 on this one. If you turn 2 on this one, you probably could take your seatbelt off like you're pulling into your driveway at home, but you still got to leave it on.
And a little bit more so with the top of the order now coming up. Galvis has singled each of his last 2 times and is 6 for 14 in this series. Scotty boy Scott Alexander. One and out.
Trading out for a run here for sure. Don't try and pitch your way out of the jam to put a 0 on the board. Put a 1 up there for the Padres, but record the second out.
Ball 2.
It's a philosophical difference in the pitch when you get the signal from the catcher. It's all right, I'm not throwing exactly to the edges and hoping to get a strikeout or a pop-up. I'm trying to get an out. So it's halves of the plate, trying to get ahead, but now it's 2-0.
Got some help there. Jankowski is stolen second.
A lot of times with a man on first, you think, okay, the pitcher's attention is divided. When it's a 2-0 count with a 4-run lead in the 8th, pitcher's concentration is not divided. It's totally about trying to throw a strike. It's a good pitch to go on.
Spangenberg at third, Jankowski at second, and Florida Galvis with a 2-1. Chop foul, strike 2. Padres 2 runs on 14 hits. Some missed opportunities throughout the afternoon for them. Looking at another one here in the 8th. A 2-2 and a full count.
Your manager tells you when the infield is back, he's just looking for an out also. So here we are, 3-2 count. Infield back, 4-run lead. He's also looking for a strike. He's not wanting you to pitch around him. No setting up the double play here.
My goodness, did he get helped out or what? Galvis chasing 2 pitches within that at bat. Yeah, and he's out number 2.
The 2-0 slider down and in with Jankowski running. He swung at, and ball 4. He swings at there.
So instead of Will Myers coming up representing the tying run, they still have work to do to get the tying run up there. And Rick Honeycutt will come out for a quick visit.
The next 3 hitters can all go yard. Myers has looked like he's had a good read on any pitch here today, kind of sitting in the rocking chair. So Honeycutt's probably talking to him about, you know, let's not pitch around him if we fall behind because we won't want to bring the tying run up. But we got to pitch him tough right here. And the next guy has been barreling up a lot of balls, Renfroe. So this is a kind of a sit on the edge of your seat moment with these 2 hitters coming up, even though there's 2 outs.
Maeda has joined Alexander.
Honey also might have been out there on the mound stalling for Maeda to get him ready for Renfroe.
2 on, 2 out in a 6-2 game in the 8th. That's ball 1 on Myers. Floro trying to go 2 full innings. Here's his 1-0 offering. Softly hit foul, strike 1.
It seems like the Dodgers are the boom and bust offense. They either blow people out and it's a laugher or it's a nail biter. We don't get the full spectrum of types of wins and types of losses. It's really tight games and you're sitting on the edge of your seat, or hey, we beat them 11-1.
Jam foul, 1 and 2. Now, this is the closest thing to kind of an in-between type game. Even the Padres are threatening to make it that first category. Top 8, 6-2 Dodgers. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Myers. Here comes Floro. Spikes it in there. Good stop by Grandal. 2 and 2.
These are ones, those ones can get away because as you're jumping out there wide, the wicket's open on your legs a little bit. So that ball bounced up high enough that Yasmani was able to use the chest protector. If that one scoots on him, that's really hard.
Two. He struck him out. Floro is able to get out of it with no damage done. He puts up a couple of zeros on this Sunday afternoon and keeps it 6-2. 4 in the 5th inning and 2 in the 6th. Looking for the sweep, trying to stay within 2.5 in the division. Grandal leads off this inning against Miguel Diaz, who worked the scoreless 7th. Ball 1. One on 1. Looking ahead to the Rangers series, Dodgers sending Walker Buehler and Alex Wood to the mound for those 2 games. Rangers yet to announce. 2-2 on Yasmani. Alex was originally scheduled to go today, but the Dodgers shifting things around some, getting him a couple extra days of rest. So he'll go on Wednesday. Grandal sends one in the air down the line, hooking. It becomes a souvenir. It'll be a tough place to pitch where the Dodgers are headed this week. You know that firsthand from your time as a pitching coach there, right?
Oh, yeah. It is a very hard place to pitch. And the main thing you have to do is try and get the ball hit on the ground. And if you give up runs, you just can't lose your concentration. You got to believe that it's just as hard for the opposing pitcher, and you've just got to keep grinding.
1 out.
The ball really flies there. Right center, there's a jet stream, and the infield is firm. Texas firm. Ball gets through there in a hurry.
Texas firm, is that a thing? Just from
well, it just seems like the moisture,
yeah.
the lack of moisture in the grass. They like to really manicure the grass at a very short level there.
Muncy pinch hitting. Hopefully pitch hitting too. Strike 1. Headed back to his home state. Surprised the Rangers are building a new park.
A little surprised because that park doesn't need to be changed at all. It's a great and a beautiful park, but I think they're actually doing it in a way to get a little bit more updated to the Cowboy Stadium, and also to try and make it more pitcher friendly.
And more fan friendly because they're going to put a roof on it.
Yeah, that's true. And they get storms there, kind of like Florida, where they just kind of come in and then move out, and so all of a sudden the fans that come from farther distances say, I'm not going to go to the game. It's, you know, it's raining here, so they're going to be guaranteed no matter how long a ride they make, the game's going to go on. And that heat, protection from the sun.
Close, right? Heat is close.
Yeah, that's more the description of the humidity. It's close today.
Once he takes a walk, 1 out base runner for the Dodgers. And up comes Dozier.
Number 6, Brian Dozier.
After the fantasy draft tomorrow night for the Dodgers, they're going to have a lot of nice restaurants to find. Dallas is a great food town.
Good steak eating town.
Oh, yeah, plenty of cows.
Uh-huh. Dozier hammers the ball foul.
Into the upper deck. Fans up there didn't expect to get a souvenir today, but they did.
Is that third deck?
Yeah, all the way up in the blues.
Good crowd on this Sunday afternoon of more than 43,000. Next homestand will see the calendar turn to September.
It's the best month of the year.
Better than October?
Well, yeah, because it gets you there.
October is the best month of the year once you're there.
Yeah, once you're there.
Here's a 1-1. It's high. 2 balls and a strike.
A lot of fun things that happen in September with the races. The September call-ups are getting smiles on their faces with their first big league time. The veterans are feeling energized again after the dog days of August, and things start to really shake out.
2-2. So Yimi Garcia has begun to warm. Brian used to important games down the stretch last couple of years, and the Twins made a surprising run last year to that wild card game. Waits on another 2-2 from Diaz. Here comes in the air to right, Jankowski. So here's Turner. What a day it's been for him, driving in 4 of the 6 Dodger runs.
A lot of different chapters to his season this year. From being hurt, to coming back and being a presence in the lineup, but not really getting off to a fast start under some on-base percentage. And getting hurt again, and people wondering if he's ever going to be healthy enough to be consistently in there. Dave Roberts talking about monitoring his playing time, and then is he going to find the timing of the swing? Makes an adjustment with the swing, and not only does the average and the on-base percentage go up, but the power comes back, and he is locked in now.
1-1. You're talking about Justin Turner and the philosophy that he has with runners in scoring position and the pressure being on the pitcher and not on him. First time that he had that mindset, he was still a young kid. His mom, Betsy, they're on the car ride home from a game. She mentioned how nervous she was watching him in a tight situation, pressure situation. And that was his response to her. He said, "No, Mom, pressure's on the pitcher in that situation, not on me."
Pretty mature response.
On this 2-1 from Diaz, he takes a strike at the knees, 2-2. Said the earlier experiences on the biggest stages helped shape him into who he is as a big leaguer now. All those College World Series games at Cal State Fullerton. Played in a Connie Mack World Series as a younger kid. Full count. Speaking of big Little League games, by the way, the team from Hawaii took home the Little League World Series title today.
Congratulations to them.
Beating the international champion from Seoul, South Korea, 3-0. There goes Muncy with a 3-2 that Turner rips down the line, and it's into the corner. Muncy hits third and heads home. Galvis throws home late, and Turner's driven in another. As the throw gets by, he'll take third. A 5 RBI afternoon for Justin Turner.
Have a day, red turn two. Wow, is he swinging the bat in a big time way. We've seen the power, we've seen the consistency, and this one is down the line.
Shortstop number 8, Manny Machado.
Not just Garcia. Machado 1 for 4 with a homer. Takes the ball. Popped up into the bright sunshine on the right side of the infield. It's Eric Hosmer to end the inning. But the Dodgers get another. Turner drives in another. And Yimi Garcia looking for the final 3 outs of a sweep over San Diego. The game brought to you by Lexus. Justin Turner with his second 5 RBI game of the season, matching a career high.
The day started with a couple outs to center field, but by the 5th inning it rolled around a double, a single, and another double comes around, and boy, 3 hits, 5 RBIs, a run. He has been a large part of the Dodger offense here in August.
One of the top hitters in baseball this month. Top 2 in both average and on base percentage as Yimi Garcia gets ready to pitch the 9th inning. Turner 3 for 5 today, and so in August right around 400. Just a few days left in this month.
Yimi out there trying to finish off the sweep of these Padres. It'll be the 9th time they get swept this year. Padres have struck out 40 times in this series against the Dodgers. Double figures in all 3 games. They've committed 4 errors, given us an unearned run, and helped the Dodgers a little bit, but they've also played very well to get these 3 wins.
Dodgers did a decent job of limiting the strikeouts today. They had struck out in 10 times or more in 5 games in a row. Only 7 today. Hunter Renfroe to start the 9th for San Diego. Strike 1. Ball on a strike.
Why do they put Yimi Garcia in a game like this? Well, they put him in because they're trying to get him some reps and see if they got a high-quality arm that can help him into September and in this race.
Renfroe with a towering shot to left center field. How far will it go? Into the back half of the pavilion. 7-3.
He and Reyes have hit the ball in this series. They have hit it hard. They've made hard outs. And when it's not an out, it's been for 8 extra bases. That one for all 4.
Eric Hosmer now. And Hosmer unloads on a ball. Puig drifts back with room.
Whew. That one leaves the yard. There's going to be a visit and somebody getting up. And somebody's getting up in the pen no matter what, if that was an out or not.
Mark Pryor says, I'll handle this.
He doesn't have a glove. He's going to have to get somebody else.
He didn't plan on them putting it in play. Jose Perella. They're coming out swinging against Yimi. It's fouled and strike 1. Somebody make a great play on that?
Somebody must have made an amazing play. They're getting a standing ovation.
Swatted to right. Puig is there. And the Padres down to their last out. They came into the weekend talking about opportunity for the Dodgers. 5 games in a row against last place teams, even though they entered the weekend 4.5 out. Largest deficit they'd faced since late May. And halfway through this stretch, they have taken full advantage of the opportunity. Austin Hedges. Fly ball to left. Back goes Taylor. He's got room. The Dodgers have swept the Padres to get things back on track.
Ryu gets the win. Turner have a day. Machado chimed in a little bit, but as a team, it was a great 3-game series.
They gain a game on the Rockies within a game and a half of Colorado now. They keep pace with Arizona, 2.5 back. 2 games between now and a big series with the Diamondbacks on Thursday night. 7-3 the final. Win the game on Friday night 11-1. An extra innings last night. And then a comfy cruise to the late innings in this one 7-3. For Earl Hershiser and the rest of our crew, Joe Davis saying so long from Dodger Stadium and talk to you Tuesday from Texas.